I welcome you all to our Certified DevOps Engineer Life Training Program. This is our roadmap and we are going through with day 8 monitoring and visualization. And today we are going to start part 4 container monitoring. And of course, our focus will be the Docker containers. Before we go ahead, I would like to thank and acknowledge each and every one of you for your kind support and love which you are providing to us. That's really incredible. Thank you very much for that. Keep on doing. And thank you very much, guys, for providing your feedback. That really boosts our confidence when you provide your feedback. So keep on doing that as well. So thanks a lot. These are our social media handles. We would love to stay in touch with you. Here is today's journey. We'll start by understanding what would be our end result, followed by installing and configuring Docker for effective monitoring, then integrate Docker with Prometheus and understand its metrics. Then we'll set up Grafana Docker dashboard. From there, it's time to bring CA container advisor. We'll deploy it, integrate it with the Prometheus and visualize per container juicy metrics in Grafana. And finally, we'll wrap things up with container service discovery. And most importantly, we'll dig into the troubleshooting and interview quizzes as we progress. So let's get started with first topic, setup architecture. As it's a hands-on session, let's first understand what we are going to aim for or what we're going to set up in this session. So overall container monitoring could be divided as per my experience and based on my understanding in broad, very broad category, that there would be two use cases are possible. Okay, so whether your entire setup on Linux or virtual machine or somewhere your Prometheus, Grafana and node exporter, everything, even the Docker, everything is running on virtual machine or physical machine. Okay, and you want to integrate or you want to monitor your Docker containers. Second use case would be everything could be containerized and you want to monitor your containers. So in this session, we will focus on, let's see on what. So in our setup, we have a Ubuntu based Linux virtual machine. Okay, and for virtualization, I'm using VirtualBox. So I've already set up and installed Linux virtual machine. If you want, go ahead and refer the part 1. Then we have already installed Prometheus on this virtual machines, which is grab host metrics from the node exporter. And we have Grafana, which visualize all the stored metrics in time series database from the Prometheus. Then we'll be having Docker installation and the configuration, so Prometheus can pull the matrix or scrap the matrix from its endpoint, and we'll spin up some of the containers and we will see what happens when we have these containers. Okay, how Prometheus behave, how we can see the matrix, what happened when we have more containers. Then we will deploy container advisor and integrate it with the Prometheus or configure it with the Prometheus, so Prometheus can pull matrix from cAdvisor, okay, or container advisor. And of course, when we create a dashboard, we will be able to see the dashboard of this. We will also discuss what is what are the advantage or when to use what, why we are using this container advisor, why we are using the, or why do we need to monitor the Docker, and why do we need actually container advisor when we have already integrated and monitoring this one. So this is the setup, okay, that we'll be doing. So it looks pretty simple. So it is simple, nothing complicated over here. So let's go ahead and see this step by step, all this configuration. And one more thing here, the endpoint, okay, for the Prometheus where it can scrap the metrics. So for this Docker 9323 we are using. For cAdvisor, it's a 8080 node exporter. It's a 9100 and 9090 for Prometheus, and 3000 is for Grafana. So though we have not configured, so we will also configure so Prometheus can scrap metrics from the Grafana itself. So now it's time to get our hands dirty, but before that I will show you one thing. So whatever steps you are going to see me in this session, everything will be provided in this GitHub repository, which is our official homepage. Okay, this of the Prometheus, and like last time we did for the Linux based installation, and this time we are going to do for the Docker container monitoring. So in this you will get a part 4 folder. Inside that all the steps will be provided for you. If you would like to follow along, feel free to do that, and I will also post some of the commands, okay, which is in the description of this video. So let's go ahead and get our hands dirty, starting with the first thing. So I'm on my machine where I have, the setup I have discussed. So let's first check the services. Sudo systemctl status Prometheus what service. Right, okay, we just disable. Let's enable it. Starting better. Okay, and now check the status. Okay, which is running. And let's create a tunnel. So I already explained you in last session what we are doing over here, right? So I have created open a tunnel. So basically I'm using VirtualBox, okay, and I'm using net adapter. So I'm port forwarding this to my local, so I can access the Prometheus servers over here. This would be used like if you have some remote server in any of the cloud, you can use this as well. Okay, so yeah, here we go. Now let me refresh. Let's see. Okay, fine. So here we go. We have target. So here first we will see the target, and our targets are up and running. So 9100. This is for our node exporter Linux VM. Okay, and everything we have discussed in part 3. Okay, so here we have two things. Okay, we want to monitor Docker. So in order to monitor that, okay, we first need to go and install the Docker. So let's first see, do we have Docker installed or not? So Docker simple, let's say station version. Okay, so Docker is not installed. So I'm gonna simply copy paste this one. Okay, that's fine. Or if we go, so depending on what you want to do, these are the, you could see some of the suggestion. Okay, so I'm fine with this one, and this will pretty much works for all the persons. Depend sudo fpt install docker.io. And boom. All right, so we have installed the Docker. Let's check the version. So okay, 27.5.1. Okay, that's fine. So our Docker is installed, it's working. So let's check the versions. So not version, sudo systemctl status docker.service. So it's running active. Oh, sorry, it's inactive. That, so let's start it. Sudo systemctl start. Okay, this is our troubleshooting moment. We call, oops, that shortcut is for window. I mean, not Windows, the Linux. Control Shift and just C. So let me first clear this screen. Troubleshoot it first. Let me restart or reload the system and restart it. Sudo systemctl daemon reload. Access. Okay, fine. Sudo systemctl and daemon reload. That's we have done. And restart docker.soft. Sudo systemctl restart docker socket. Okay, and sudo systemctl start docker service. A simple docker. However, it's okay. Now let's check. So systemctl status docker service. Okay. So now it's active and running. Okay, so what happened actually? Let me show you again. So here, these are the Unix sockets. Okay, so after that, and that's why it was getting a problem. Okay, now it's started. Our Docker is running and working, and it's very quick. If you want to learn more about the Docker containers we installed in our day 6, okay, containerization, we discussed this in great details, various installation option and so on and so forth. But our focus is today is to monitoring, okay, not the installation. But luckily we got the moment. Okay, so I will put all these troubleshooting steps as well. Okay, and also in case if you run into the same problem, so what you have to do. Okay, I will like, I mean, like after restarting and all this, if still it doesn't work, then what you have to do. If you run, let me know in the comments. Okay. But anyways, I will put the steps for you. Okay, so you can check the GitHub repository. Okay, so Docker is installed and running. That was our lovely moment. Okay, a lucky moment for troubleshooting. That's all good. So now, in order to, so like if I go back over here, if I refresh, okay, so we know installation, it doesn't mean Prometheus will magically go and grab the matrix, right? We have to configure the endpoints. Okay, and in order to configure endpoint, what we need to do, we have to go cd etc Prometheus. Okay, and here we have a file sudo vim prometheus.yml. Okay, so I'm already at the end. Okay, if I'm like this, if you open like this, press shift gg and o, so automatically you will come into the insert mode. Okay, so I'm over here. So here let's give it a name, the job name. Okay, so our job name is job underscore name. Okay, let's say doctor. Okay, and static underscore configs. Correct, static underscore config, and we have to say targets, right? It's array. It could be here, we could have many as well. So copy paste. In case of Linux, control shift C, control shift V. On Mac, command C, command V. And we have a port 9323. All right, job name Docker, static configs, target, localhost 9323. And I'm gonna save it now. And let's come over here and refresh it. So yeah, you got me. What we have to do, we have to restart. So restart strt, restart the command systemctl restart Prometheus service. And now let's see, refresh it and it's gone. So what happened? Okay, so our tunnel interrupted. Let's open it again. Let's establish it again. And now reload. Okay, so it's not coming up. It's still refusing the connection. Wow. Reload it again. And not here. Check the status. And it's still failed. Right. So now again, the moment we need to check why it is failed. Okay, so service has restarted. It says exit code. This one means problem with the configuration file. Let's see. So we can check with the prompt tool. Okay, so where is our prompt tool? Okay, let me type it usr local bin prompt tool. Okay, and check config prometheus.yml. Okay, so line, okay, it's a jobs name. See, this is how we troubleshoot. So line number 36 have a problem. Jobs name, it should be job name. So let me make it change. Sudo Prometheus again. Sudo vim prometheus.yml 36gg. So we will directly go to the line number 36. Okay, it's a Vim shortcut we discussed in, I think, yeah, part 3. So it should be, so job name, not the job's name. So see, this typing things happen, and that's why I mentioned you, we will be seeing the troubleshooting as well. Okay, and I'm not gonna edit this. I will definitely share with you, because that's how we learn, and for me is also learning. Okay. So job name, okay, that's fine. Now we restart. So restart Prometheus service, and of course we have to set up our tunnel again so we can access the Prometheus on our local system. Okay, fine. And let's go to the target, and it seems to be localhost 9232. Okay, fine. That's working. That's great. It's up and running. So let's do one thing. Over here. Okay, so as we have already configured, so let's see what matrix we have. Okay, so it's a 9323 colon localhost 9232. Sorry, 9323. Okay, and copy this string 1 2 go. Okay, so our tunnel setup. Let's see the metrics. Okay, so what we can do, we can simply type open it over here, and of course we have to put not this one. This is not a domain, localhost. Okay, so all the metrics are already over here. Okay, and that's why it's showing up, and that's fine. Okay, in your case, okay, let me first reconfirm about whether everything is working or not. So from command line, we could type something like this: docker info, okay, and then grep-i experimenter. Okay, so this is true. Okay, that's why it's working. So from command line, then it's fine. Okay, and here we could also see in Prometheus, again, we could say something like this. Let me what was the query here? Underscore name underscore equals to this one engine underscore dot asterisk color. Let's see. Okay, so okay, it should be like this name. All right, okay, fine. So what we are doing here, we should be able to see our Docker. This is the job name. If you see this one, okay, all these are, so we could see all the metrics with the name, okay, engine. So what basically we have done over here, if you see here, all the all the metrics, okay, which have a name start with engine. So that's all the metrics which are exposed over here. Okay, and we will go over and see some of the common metrics. Okay, so this is a way. Okay, in case if you will not be able to see anything in the target, okay, and if you see kind of it's not up or the health is not good or something like that, then what you can do in that case, you have to come over here and go to Docker. Okay, and here at the moment we do not have anything. So here what we need to do, we have to, okay, if the file is not there, create it. If file is there, then it's fine, edit it. So here there is a file called daemon.json or JSON. Okay, in this what you have to do, we have to put something like this. Okay, and here we have to put matrix dash addr. The address is 127.0.0.1 and 9323. Okay, comma, and make sure it stays in JSON format. Okay, and then experimental. Okay, and then we have to close this, and it should be true. So this much setting you have to do. If you will not be able to see, or you see, okay, it's down, right, it means Prometheus is not scrapping any of the metric. Okay, so in that case, you have to create this file. Okay, if this file is there, you have to put this block in this file. Okay, after that, save it, and you need to restart. So sudo systemctl, okay, restart docker service, and let's check the status. Start. Okay, not start, it's already start. We have to check status. Okay, so it's running. Okay, so you have to come this way and then again check. Okay, refresh it, and you will be able to see the up. Okay, and most common issues are like if you do not enable experimental true. Okay, for that I already mentioned a command for you how you can check that. Okay, and after doing this, you have to restart. I mean, after doing the configuration of Prometheus, okay, you have to select this one. So we are in wrong directory. Dash Prometheus and prometheus.yml. Okay, so after putting this one, you have to restart the service of the Prometheus or reload the service of the Prometheus. Okay, and then it's done. Okay, so let me quit it and see over here, and we could also see all the metrics over here as well, right? Engine related to engine. So let's see some of the common metrics. Okay, and additionally, we could also confirm, service discovery, that we will come later. So we can also check here, okay, what happened with the configuration, whether it's working or not, or it's being affected, or is it applied properly or not. Okay, so here we can see 9323, right? So let's explore some of the common metrics, then we will go ahead and integrate this with the Grafana. All right, so very first thing, so for example, when you run this docker info like this, you get a lot of information, or maybe you name dash a, skip it like this. Okay, so you see kind of this information. Okay, so similarly, in order to check whether Prometheus, I mean, there is a one way we already checked it over here, right? Target health, which is up and up, and yeah, it's showing up. It means it's fetching or pulling the metrics from over there. In order to make sure, okay, our engine, docker engine, okay, it's also providing the correct information. So how we can do so, all your docker engine related metrics, okay, start with like this. And I don't know, I cannot tell you which one you should go for. I will talk about some of them, but here is the list depending on the which version you are using. Okay, and all this help, so hash help. Okay, read this if this is your use case, if you want to, or discuss in your team, or maybe set up a workshop with your team. Okay, that's what I did before in my experience. And we decided, okay, we want to monitor this thing, this is important for me, this is important for another team. So that's why DevOps, and DevOps things, it means we have to coordinate with the teams. Okay, and we do work together. So decide and then go ahead and configure the dashboard accordingly. So for me, I would like to show you something like this. So here is our, yeah, so engine underscore daemon engine info. So first one. Okay, let's execute this. Okay, we have executed, and if you see over here, we have so many information. Architecture is okay, arc64, right? This is this one, daemon ID is this one. What I'm interested in, we know the job kernel 6.8.06, okay, Ubuntu 24, OS type Linux, and version what I'm using, OS version, and the 27.5 is the Docker version, and that's what we check over here, right? And when you run this Docker info, okay, or simple docker dash dash version, so you get 27.5 and all these things. Okay, so that's how you could confirm, okay, the pulled metrics are completely fine, no problem with that. Okay, next, could check via another engine, not another, let's see the another, this one. And for you, when you put like this, you have all the information. Okay, all the metrics will be popped up for you. Go ahead and explore them one by one. and it says okay, number of CPUs. So we know this localhost, okay, and Docker, sorry. And here if we see the it's showing 2, okay. And how I can, so I can confirm it. We have and p and proxy, I think, yeah. So this shows, okay, so reports the number of or number of logical CPUs available on the Docker engine, okay, not the Docker, okay. So available logical CPUs on the Docker engine, where the host, where the Docker engine is installed, okay. So that's how we can confirm this. Let me clear this as well. And what else should we explore over here? So let's see the memory. Then let's underscore uh, uh, there is a memory. Docker daemon engine, Docker daemon engine, and it should be somewhere, yeah, okay, here, memory bytes. And when I hit enter, so let's see what do we have, what information actually. So it says like 40, and all these are in byte. So I could simply do one thing. I don't want to see that in that, so maybe, okay, anyways, so these are showing in a byte. Same we can confirm on the terminal. So let's go ahead and see that. And for that, there is a command free by which we can see the memory, okay, so what available and used, all these things. And I guess free dash h, okay, 3.8 gig, okay, which is total available, and it is almost 4 or something in byte, but that's fine, okay. And one more thing, one interesting metric we are interested in, then about the containers, okay. So containers and container states, let's go ahead and see. And here we have the 3 states, right? Running, stop, and pause. So we do not have any container, so it should show us a 0, okay, 0. So we do not have anything. So Docker ps, we do not have any container running, okay, and not exited. So because we did not spin any of the container, a simple Docker ps dash a, we do not have any. That's why it's showing it. So these are the some of the metrics by which you can check, okay, and confirm. And if you would like, you could also go ahead and use the command line as well, like curl, like this one, right? This, I mean, this is the, of course we had a browser option, so we did this. And if you don't, then you can go ahead and like this, grad engine, engine underscore DAEMY, and you will get all the metrics over here as well, right? If you do not have option for the browser, and if you want to see this, right? So this is done. So this is about the expose matrix, okay. So far we have installed the Docker, we have integrated with the Prometheus, so here, and we have confirmed it with the target hell, which is up and running. Here is 1 of 1, it means we are able to see, okay, it is able to scrap, or Prometheus is able to scrap the matrix on the target, okay, or endpoint. So this is the endpoint, okay. Now next thing, we would love to integrate creating the Grafana dashboard, okay. So for that, let's go ahead and see how we could do that. So let me come over here and close this tunnel, and instead this time I would go with 3000, because you know our Grafana is listening on this 3000. Again, copy paste it here, 1 2 3 cha cha cha, and instead of this I will say admin. Don't want to change it, it's fine, no concern. So here we have to create a dashboard, okay. So we could create a dashboard in many ways. Later we'll see how we could do the custom one, okay. But first we will import the dashboard over here, Okay, so for this dashboard, I have some already. I will show you this letter, okay, which I created for Docker engine itself. And here it says import, and let's import. So for that, let's first go to the let me show you how we find this. Okay, so grafana.com, Grafana dashboard search. So simple. Of course, we have to type over here. This is the Grafana dashboards, and yeah, we are in. And if you see how to find it, so here is the data source, and you have to select the data source, which data source you are using. Okay, and we already talk about the data source. In our case, it's a Prometheus. Okay, so you could select like this, or if you even if you don't select it, that's still fine, but it's better to select it, right? So I have selected this one, and we are over here, and we want to monitor Docker host. Okay, Docker container host, Docker in system, and Docker host container overview, Docker in system monitoring, Docker system monitoring, Docker host container overview. Yeah, so that's how we get these things, right? So Docker container host metric, not registry. Let me see which one should we go. Okay, with Prometheus. Okay, let me open this one and let's go over here. Okay, alerts target online running container 6. And so here is the option to copy. Let's come over here, paste the I179 and load. Okay, so here we have to select data source, import, and over here, let's see, last 5 minutes, we don't have any information. That's completely fine. CPU uses and all these things. Let's go back and import another. Prometheus registry, Docker container host. Okay, so let's go ahead and see again. Docker. Okay, let's click over here and copy the ID and the clipboard back over here, dashboard, and okay. So we will come on this letter as well. New import. Last 3 hours, last 5 minutes. Let's give it some time because I think it doesn't have any data. Okay, so let's see category Docker. All right. So we want to monitor Docker engine. Filters. Okay, let's see this. New, yeah, right. We go over here, we import, come over here, and in this one we have to paste. Then load and select the data. So yes, we have one import, and nice. Yeah, this one is okay. So here we have the CPU, of course, right? And we do not have much information over here. If you could see in this one, event subscription and image builds. So at the moment, we did not have any of the image as well. No network or any traffic is there. All right. So let's spin up one container and see what happened. So okay, all right. Let me come over here, and for that we will run docker run dash name. Let's give it a name, ngin x1. Okay, and then port P. Okay, 80, no, 8080 is already occupied. So let's not go into this in detach mode and NGI mix. Okay. Yes, okay. Container is up and running. And now we see what happened over here. Let's reload. So we have total container action. You could see not 5 minutes would be better. So we do not have much information at the moment, so we just started one container, right? And that's why it says created. Okay, and change or something. So container action, right? And here you could see. So if you see over here, we do not have much information, right? We could not see much details, some very basic information, right? If I go back over here, let's say this one, so we do not have any data over here, right? Even though if we go back in a dashboard, different one, okay, container dashboard, here we also do not have any information, right? So what we can do, so here there is a trade-off in between. Okay, so you could monitor Docker host itself, where you can configure itself, okay, what is happening with the Docker host. So you might be wondering why we do not have any great dashboard for this. So the reason is very simple. Okay, because we already have a node exporter, right, and which gives us a very nice information about the what is happening on the host itself. Okay, so that's why. And here about, I think, processors, yeah, you could see the system processes, right? And here we have some of the load. Okay, so because of the node exporter, we monitor the Linux host itself, so we do not have to. But in your case, yeah, we want to see how many the containers are running, right, and all these things. So for that, we can create a custom dashboard. So let's go ahead, and that we will do later. But before that, I would like to show you some other thing, and that other thing is container advisor or cAdvisor. So that's why. Okay, and we will revisit this dashboards again. So let me close it and save some resources of the system. Okay, so we will install container advisor. And why do we need container advisor, that we will talk everything later, but let's first run the container advisor itself. So for that, I have an option, not like this. I already have a strap, it's a big one. So let me put it over here so I can explain you this as well. So of course we know this is the gcr.io. So container advisor, it's open source tool from the Google, okay, to monitor the container. Okay, so give me some time, please hold your thought. I know there would be kind of, then why did we configure, right, docker daemon or docker host? So hold your thought, I'll come later. So detach is detach, right? Publish 8080, these are the port. So here we are mapping container port with our local one. Okay, here is the volume, var lib docker, so read only. Here var lib docker or also read only. This one sys var and root fs. Okay, and name is cAdvisor. And so everything we already discussed in our, of course, day 6 container, very detailed. But the highlight is, here is the name, here is the volume, and we are mounting rootfs read only over here. Then we are also mounting var run as a read only, sys also, and the docker, var lib docker. Okay, so let's hit enter and see what happened. So now we have two container of ps, right? So one is nginx one, another one is cAdvisor. Okay, at this moment, like, of course, if we do curl, right, so we will be able to see all the containers which are all the metrics which are exposed by this. So let's go ahead and do that. 8080. So yes, we do need Grafana. And here you go. Let me quickly copy and paste so I can show you what do we have over here. So 8080. 0, 0. Let's go. Okay. Host 8080, and you know 8080 very popular port, right? So keep in mind, if it is busy, okay, it will throw error to you. So make sure when you run the container, not here, when you run the container, make sure you use a here different port. Okay, and here you could see this is the cAdvisor. It looks like, right, these are the uses. It is giving you the CPU information, okay, per core, what is happening, memory, what is happening, network errors, okay, file system overlay. So much matrix, it is being exposed. Okay, so we could use it as is. Okay, Docker containers, it supports Podman as well, so that's not the today's focus, right? We have two sub containers, right? So Docker containers, and it gives us this two. Okay, these are our two containers. What's the version? So the basic difference in your Docker host or Docker daemon and cAdvisor. So there is a basic difference here. What you will get per container matrix. Okay, what is happening with per container, which is not visible with the Docker host itself. So you might be have both the use cases. So I explain both, and now let's see the matrix in the Prometheus. Okay, so run. Sorry. So of course, metrics are exposed, right? That's why we are able to see this. So this is the endpoint. Okay, and let's see like this metrics. So all these are container. Okay, these are start with container. Okay, and this one is start with engine. So that's a difference. Okay, we will see some of we'll understand some of the matrix later on, but let's first integrate it. So we will be able to see over here. So simple, if I type like container, okay, so yep, we have something like this. Let's check it, why not? So container, we have done cAdvisor. So let's see okay, cAdvisor version info. So I think it's already picked up. No, it is not. Okay, so we have this one because it is not scrubbing at all, right? So what we need to do, yes, clear the screen. We go back to Prometheus directory, sudo vim prometheus.yml, go shift to gg o. This time let me copy paste this as is, save some time. Okay, so job name, this time our job name is cAdvisor. Let's change the code first time, so we don't need to come back on this. cAdvisor. Okay, cAdvisor and static configs, and good. So system, I mean, of course it is not gonna well, let's say target health. Do we have anything no? So of course sudo systemctl, we start Prometheus service. Let's reload. Okay, it's me started 8080, it's here, it's showing unknown. So let's wait for some time. Refresh it again. Okay, all are up. Now we can run the query. cAdvisor version intro. Okay, we can say like this, and now you could see we have more information. Of course, kernel version it's also giving, and OS version. Yep. So OS version where, because we have run the cAdvisor as a container, and yeah, it is basically it's showing it is built on the Alpine Linux. Okay. Next, we could see the container related. Okay. So container underscore, let's say per container CPU uses second total. So this one. Okay, hit enter. So we could see it giving us a lot of information. Okay, so cAdvisor, 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 and this is of course a counter. We can do something as well. Let's continue. Of course, memory, right? Network, scrap, daemon container status. Yeah, one thing you could see here, container state, right? That's what we already checked, right? Memory uses. So let's see the container memory uses. Container scroll memory uses bytes. Execute. Okay. So we could 1024, 1024, 1024. All right. So we have lots of metrics over here, right? So now it's better to go in Grafana and visualize this. So in order to see, so let me go back over here. Okay, let's see this one, right? And if you see, it didn't show anything. So it says no data. Let's give it some time. Meanwhile, we go ahead and see another one. And here is also the same. Okay, last 12 hours, maybe let's change the time. And no, let's wait. But if we go over here, okay, so of course it's a host one, and which was a Docker engine. No, not Docker engine, Docker monitoring. Yeah. So now you could see before we did not have the information, but after installation of the cAdvisor, we are able to see more information in this dashboard. Okay. So like running containers, CPU uses, and here if you see, so here is the total memory uses. So total memory uses, CPU uses, it's showing last 3 hours, but here we also have information about per container. So we have only 2 container at the moment. Okay, and network and other information as well. If I do like this, so we could see more, the graph is more. I would like to show one more dashboard. Let's see. So I have its ID. Okay, I showed you how you can search it, right? So dashboard, new import, and this one 1414282, load. Okay, and import. So here you have additional information. Okay, it's a cAdvisor exporter. That's very great. You could see the CPU uses per container, okay, and the memory uses, the network, memory cached, and all these things. Okay, so this is one of the way you can integrate. And if we go over here, target health, so yeah, everything is up, and so up it means it is able to scrap the metrics. Okay, so everything is up over here. And if you see, right, so like prometheus.yml, okay, here, so what we have done, we have hard coded each and every value over here. And if you remember, initially when we talk about the architecture part, I told, okay, Prometheus meant to for the container monitoring. And in case of here, when we have many containers, then what should we hard code each and every container over here? So that would be hard, right? And we really don't want to do that. So in that case, service discovery will come in. And so we have to, we do not have to hard code all this value. Instead, we say Prometheus, okay, go ahead and grab these details, and whenever new container comes up, then provide a new more information about that without hard coding them. Okay, so let's go ahead and first let me take a backup of this prometheus.yml static configs. Okay, content for Docker as well as container advisor. So we have, of course, this. So we have backup this, and we will see the service discovery in next part. Okay, I don't want to make it too long. So before I go ahead and explain you about the service discovery, I want you to have very solid understanding about the setup today we have done. Okay, so do practice, and in next one I will show you how we can do the service discovery. Okay, so in this session we have completed all this topic. We understood the what architecture we are gonna set up, right? We install Docker, we configure its monitoring, enable its a matrix so Prometheus can scrap it, right? We integrate Docker with the Prometheus, and we also created a dashboard, and then we came up with the container advisor that is deployed and integrate with the Grafana, right? We also saw the visualization, and as I said, the container service discovery part that we will do in the next one. Okay, but here whatever we have done so far, it's everything is hard coded. Okay, and that we don't want. What we want, whenever new container will spin up automatically, it should be reflect, okay, or it should be monitored. That's what we want, right? Instead of so for example, we did the configuration for container advisor as well, and that was also deployed in a container. So all these things we will see, and that's the main beauty of the tool. Okay, and then we will also see how we can deploy all this in the container itself. So like Prometheus, Grafana, Node Exporter, everything we will deploy in a container, as well as we see how container discovery works. So stay so do lots of practice whatever we have seen today, and make yourself comfortable. In next session we will be exploring service discovery and all the things we will do in the form of container. So that would be our part 5, containerized monitoring, and today was the container monitoring. So there is a difference in container monitoring and containerized monitoring. Okay, so we will be doing containerized monitoring along with the service discovery, and of course these are the tools we will use for the next session or part 5. Of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask or drop them in comments, or if you have any feedback, like or any thoughts or any topic would you like to mention, please provide. Alternatively, this is our email ID. You could also contact over here. And before I let you go, once again, thanks very much for your kind support and love, which is amazing and which is truly motivating for us. So please keep on doing that. Thank you again, and see you in the next session. Until then, bye bye.